If you saw yesterday's video, you already know that the way that markets economies work in Trailblazers has fundamentally changed as of Wednesday of last week, with no announcement or communication in that regard whatsoever. So we've been left guessing in regards to like how this all works and how the new system applies economies to different stations. We are very much in the process of gathering data, so we're at a place where we know some things, or we think we know some things, and there's a lot of things we don't know. So appreciate your reports and your data help us actually better understand how this all works. So what do we know and what do we not know at this point in time? What we do know is that new stations that are built in specific local bodies automatically and inherently acquire a given economy type. This does not retroactively apply to stations that have already been built. You need to build something around them in the local body that affects the economy for it to update in a way and for it to pick up the new value, but it won't otherwise affect stations that are currently already existing. But for new stations, what we do know is that stations that are built in orbit of certain main sequence stars, for example, K-type stars, acquire a 1.15 factor military. What we do know is that icy planets grant stations a 1.15 industrial economy value. Rocky bodies give a 1.15 factor for refinery, and high metal content planets give a 1.15 factor for extraction. Rocky ice planets are particularly annoying as they give both 1.15 industrial and refinery, which makes the refinery practically useless as the vast majority of the metals produced will be consumed by your industrial economy. And as such, at this point in time, we would really not recommend building much stuff outside a rocky ice planet because it won't do much for you. We also have reliable reports that Earth-like planets acquire 4 different economy types: 1.15 tourism, 1.15 high-tech, 1.0 agriculture, and 1.0 military, which again would be good if it wasn't for the fact that many of these markets actually consume the agricultural goods, and as a result, this kind of market also doesn't really make that many interesting things. So something to consider as you build stations around Earth-like planets. What we don't have insufficient data to confirm is water worlds. Water worlds, we have reports of them having tourism and agriculture industries, but we don't know the specific amounts, and we can't really confirm it in an unequivocal way. So any additional data on that would be appreciated. Where we really don't have any data whatsoever is metal-rich planets. Don't know. Presume it's extraction if it goes like high metal content worlds go, which they are essentially a more concentrated version of, but we're speculating. We don't know. Again, if you have data, would very much appreciate data in that regard. Ammonia planets, which more often than not are associated with Fargoids, by the way, again, we have no data or information in regards to what kind of economy they grant. All kind of gas giants, we don't have enough information, or really not much information at all. We've heard anecdotal reports of them giving high tech in a combination of other industries, but we don't really know. We also don't know if that varies between class 1, 2, 3, all the way to 5, helium giants being different or not. Like, we just need more data to be able to say what gas giants award in terms of industry types. Asteroid belts, we also don't know. The only thing you can build in asteroid belts is asteroid stations. So presumably this would be extraction, but again, speculating, not speaking from a place of knowledge. And then we don't really know if non-main sequence stars follow the same rule of the stars that we do have data for, which would be military. But again, we need more data and reports. There's ongoing research on outliers, as there are some stations, a minority fortunately, but there are some that don't strictly follow these rules, and we're trying to understand what is going on. We're also trying to figure if the terraformable flag and the presence of an atmosphere affects the results or not, and whether volcanism or other planetary feature affects these results or not. So take this information with a grain of salt. It's probably somewhat reliable, but it's probably not 100% reliable. but it's what we know right now. So thought we'd share it. The data is as of April 6th. And thank you to all who have provided input and data, in particular the folks in the Xeno Strike Force, Anti-Xeno Initiative, and Canon Colonization chat, who have done quite a bit of research firsthand into this information, and to others who have sent me specific reports of their own systems and plans to help us understand what is going on. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Glory to mankind. Come on to Mechan. Over and out.